This time we're going to have 2 sessions live. There we go. Looks good. All right, I am here. You are not here yet, but hopefully you will be here. All right, we are here. We are live on our Wednesday night. And my card tonight is a Sunday, a few Sundays ago when we had this Light the Sky stamp set class. I had a few people that weren't here and they want their card kits. And rather than try and make instructions, I thought that I would show you guys how to make it on the video, because it's a really cool card and you might want to try it if you have the Light the Sky set or something similar. I believe it's called an easel card. It's just a different kind of twist to an easel card. And I did find it online, and I believe the gal that I saw a sample from has since retired from being a demonstrator. But it was a really cool sample that she had used, and I modified it a little bit to fit my needs for the Light the Sky class. But I am got zero housekeeping. The catalog's coming to an end, pumping up. You guys should be getting your mini catalogs from me. If you don't get one, let me know. I can order some and get you one. I can't remember how many I mailed out, but I think I did my normal mailing for those people that would normally get one from me. You'll get one. And oh, I was going to show you guys the cards. I keep looking down here because I don't want to forget. I was going to show you the cards. As you guys know, Mike got sick and I don't know what he's got. He's getting worse slowly. So it was better to, you guys were all on board with canceling for Sunday. So now I'm going to do a Zoom class on Thursday night, the 21st at 6:15 here. I shouldn't say here because it's going to be on my Zoom. So I'm going to have to email you guys the link to hook up to the Zoom, because I don't think that I'm prepared to do Facebook groups. But maybe I might try a monthly Facebook group. Then I can, if I have 2 of them, then I can clear out the one, use the other one, then go back to the first one, kind of thing. But we'll see, because I am trying to shake up with a few new things for January. And if it works on Thursday, I might be able to do it in January. But for now, I will email those of you that let me know that you are going to participate online. And then I'm going to show you the cards, just so that you can see what we're going to make. For the most part, you're only going to need a few sentiments from any stamp set that you have, because what I'm going to mail out is going to be pretty much a kit that's ready to assemble, and you just have to stamp your words. This card here, a little rocker card, it has some stamping here, but if you have, this is from Lazy Days, if you have another wood grain stamp or some paper, we've got several wood grain papers, or if you just want to draw yourself some lines, it's going to open like that. We're going to just get a sneak peek of some new celebration paper. This one here is not on the other one that really you would need to, this one is Earth and Textures, I believe. And we need this wheat here, this weed, whatever, but I will have the rest cut and ready to go in your kit. This here is just any embossing folder. I will cut up here and I may even emboss for you. Like I said, we're going to pretty much just assemble and gather online to chit chat, see how that works for us. And then the other two, this one will just require a greeting. It's from the Cheerful Daisies, I think is what the name of it is. But you can use any sentiment. All the rest will come for you to assemble. And this is a sneak peek for you of the lavender from the new mini catalog. That's paper that goes with it. And so then this card uses the So Refreshing vase and greenery from Lazy Days, and then that white greenery is just a punch. And then this one is all the Merriam Bright light bulbs. So I'll have that stuff ready to go for you, and you'll need a greeting. So it'll be an easy peasy night. Don't freak out that there's too much going on that you can't do, because you should pretty much be able to, we'll follow along together and like I said, just chit chat and try it out, have a good time, see how it goes. Oh, Dawn's on. Hey, Dawn. Oh, I don't see that my mom's on. Hey, Sharon, Christy. So that's the cards. I'm going to turn my camera down and get started on tonight's card. I've got, like I said, a Light the Sky, sign you up. So you want me to mail you the card kit, correct? I will write that down when I get off here. I'm going to put my computer back. Oh, I got to flip you down. Hang on. I gotta get back to my okay, spotlight down. So we are going to do, I got all kinds of pieces and parts going on over here. We are going to do, like I said, a card that we created a few weeks ago now, using the Light the Sky bundle. So it's an easel card that will stand up like this. And then I'll see if I can kind of, so it would look like this, standing up. Okay. And like I said, it's easy, but it just would be a little easier, and then it folds up like that, for me to explain it. So those of you, when you get your kit, I've already got the scoring done in it. But anybody that wants to make their own, it is a 4 1/4 by 11 sheet of paper. You're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And then go ahead and burnish your folds. And then it is going to, this piece is going to stand up like that. And I do have, let me show you, I have a little kickstander piece in here. Can you see that little piece of paper right here? Now you might not need it. Depends if your card wants to cooperate, or if it wants to slide down. It might want to stay too open, so you can play around with the like the little kickstand if you want to try and see if you this guy here, he's not even wanting to touch down, so he might not need the kickstand. All right, I'm going to set that aside for a second. Then we have another piece that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I've scored at 1/4 and at 2. I'm going to burnish on those folds. I think I forgot my glue. burnish on those folds, and then we're going to take this 1/4 inch portion, put some glue on it, and we're going to glue it right down to the front bottom of this piece. All right, and I burnished that one backwards, sorry. So let me put some glue on it. And then I'm just gonna glue it in place. And then this is just making an extension of the card. So now it's even that much longer. And then this guy, it needs to go back. Okay, and another thing to remember is if your card does not want to fold up flat in the end, you can, I'll show you because this will probably need to do it. We'll need to trim a little bit off. I'm going to burnish these again just because I want to give them a little bit more room to stick around and do their own thing. All right, so now I'm going to set this little piece aside for a second. Then you have 2 pieces that are 5.5 by 4.25. And we are using the Light the Sky. So I had my dies over here. Oh, over here on the right. And we're going to take this big die and we're going to run it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you will center that somewhere around the middle and then take this little like sparkler looking thing and just set it around on the corners, cut it out, and then run it through a couple more times using moving that sparkle thing to the other corners. So then you'll have this. Can you see those sparkle things on there? So then you'll have it all cut out. And then they're going to go over each other. So now what you're going to do is take your variety of ink colors and you're just going to color on the second piece of white. So we're going to just come here and just randomly color all over. We're going to change out the color. Probably could do it darker than that. I'm not too worried about it because we're going to just fill it up with color all over the place. And we'll get some in the middle. I chose about 6 colors. Then what you can do is like lay this over the top and see where you need more color. So now we're going to come in with some Poppy Parade. And I want the darker color to show up more. Probably getting too much red in there. All right, I'm gonna switch out. I've got some lemon lime twist. Oops, looks like I might have used this in another. Oh, here it comes. Okay, let me put this over the top again. See how, oops, I had it on my finger, now it's on my project. So you can see it coming together. I'll put a little bit of lemon lime out toward the edges. And then I'll finish off with some, oh, I got some melon mambo here. Let's put a little melon mambo in there. Woo! Okay, that one doesn't look much different than the other color. I'm not going to use that one. We'll come in with some Daffodil Delight and finish it out. Kind of fill in all my spaces. Some yellow. All right. So we'll need those again down the road. So as you can see, now we've got a bright and colorful fireworks. I think I want to do a little bit of yellow around the center. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this onto the other piece. So just go ahead and glue it up. We're going to glue the two together now. I'll lay it on the top. Kind of slide it around, get it in place. And let me see real quick if I normally have a hand eraser over here. Here it is. Let's see if I can real quick like get some of that green off. It might be too shaky on the. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I'm trying really hard to not. And that's pretty good. Our lovely sand eraser took that green blob right off there. Now we're back in business. So now I'm going to pull this card base back in and we're going to glue this piece right to the front here so that it will stand up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on this piece so that I make sure that I don't get it too high up on the card. Then we're just going to glue the card on here. Give it a second to dry. And this is where I told you it might not want to fold up right. So I'm going to give this a second and then I'll show you what's happening. Okay, so we're going to fold it up and then this is going to go down. You see this doesn't want to fold. It's too big. It's too long. So we're just going to cut a smidge off the bottom. And then that will lay upwards of the fold. And then hopefully this should lay flat then when we finish up. If not, go ahead and cut a little bit off from this one. I'll do that right now. I'm just going to cut a smidge off that. And then there's not so much bulk going to be competing for this little space here. And now in the real world, you might not need the kickstand thing. It would stand up like that. So we'll fold that down. And then this will fold up on top of it. So by cutting that shorter and that shorter, it leaves us the space that we need in that crease to hold up properly. Okay. So you'll be able to write in here if you want. You can write on the back if you want. Then I've got a Orchid Oasis piece of paper at 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. And I'm going to whap on it with my embossing buddy. Just take the static out. Then we've got our oh, I know it's here. Oh, I brought the wrong one. I brought the one for the next card. I brought the one for the New Year's card that I was going to show you. So we're going to use this wishing you the brightest birthday. As you know, this. Oops, it says oopsie daisy, so sorry. Oh, other side. Wishing you the brightest birthday because the fireworks are bright. We're going to stamp a birthmark in the lower. Oh, look at how nice that birthmark pad is. Wow. I'm going to stamp down here in the lower corner. Some juicy and clean. Nice. And then I bring in my white powder. And we'll sprinkle that on there. I always have a problem with my white powder getting everywhere but where I want it. So hopefully we'll see. Hang on. And we're going to heat it up. And once it starts to melt, you'll see it kind of change consistency and get shiny from that grainy look. Not too shabby. And then we're going to glue that onto this piece here. I'm going to glue that right there over the front panel. I'll kind of center it, you know, up and down. Looks like I slid it. Okay. Up and down. There we go. Give that a hot second to dry. And then you need a piece of scrap paper. And we're going to make our fireworks pieces. And make sure we're going to lay this is the biggest starburst from the kit. Let me show you this one. It has a die that matches. So we're going to stamp it and then cut it out with the die. So first of all, I'm going to get my colors out and my brushes out again. And this one gets a little trickier because you're not as easily able to see where you've put the ink. So I'm going to go with some green, pink, yellow, and blue and see what we get. So we're going to tap our brush in the ink and then just kind of put it onto our stamp pad. So we're gonna change our color. And just kind of keep doing that. And like I said, it's kind of hard to see where you've stamped it or touched it, you know. So it's just kind of, if you start with your lightest color and move on, which I didn't, it should not really matter as much if you go over the top, but we'll see what we get. So then after you put all your colors down, then huff on it, which is just some heavy breathing onto the stamp to moisten the ink back up. And yeah, let's try that again. 1 second. I forgot my cleaner and it looked like I was afraid to get around the center. So let's try it again. All right, we're going to start this time with our lightest color. We're gonna go all around. Then we're gonna come in with our green. And we're gonna put some blue. And we'll put some pink and hope it turns out better this time. Maybe because I don't have a foamy thing underneath me on here might not be helping. Let's see if I could stick my foam thing down without moving the. Oh, that looks a little better. So we'll go with that. Let's clean it off and do our set. We need 2 of them. We'll do it again. Put our lightest color down, and that's probably what's muddying it up. I got too much yellow. Let's put some green. Some pink. And then we're going to grab some blue. And again, huff and hope for the best. You get the idea. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Clean these out of the way. We're going to take our starbursts to our cutting machine. This is the die that we're going to use. And it's, I don't want to say it's tricky to line up, but it is kind of tricky. So what you want to look for is the 2 and then like a clump of 3. So I'm thinking it's here at 2 and then down here's a clump of 3 and more. And then you're just going to position it so that that long one is at least in there, and then everything else should be pretty close. Then we're going to run it through the machine 2 times, cut both of those out. And we'll have 2 pieces cut out. And you're going to take the other little tiny piece that's in here. This guy who's like the shooting star kind of piece. We're going to use that. You want to make 2 of those. And then we're just going to cut them out. So can you see, am I close enough? Can you see that? If I stand this, so can you see that impression around it that it made? That's where we're going to cut. We're going to cut around that impression. and cut this guy out. Here. We're going to cut it out. Then we are going to strategically place our tails onto our fireworks and then up into the sky a little bit with the second one. And his little tail is going to be what sticks him to the card. So we're going to turn it so that I got a bigger piece to glue it onto, like right there. So let's get some glue on that and I'll show you. So I'm going to put some glue on that big piece right there and then glue the tail on. Give it a hot second to dry. And then this one, again, we're gonna stick the tail underneath. And then we'll glue this one down to the card. So let's get my tail in the right spot. Hopefully I just put that right. Then we're going to glue this one to this piece. My little tail moved. Clean off my glue. This is the green glue, so it will be sticky. We will want to take my little embossing buddy, get some stuff on it, whatever's in there. All right, so we got our first one stuck on. Our second one is drying. And then we're going to use that. I'm going to kind of put a little glue there to glue those two together. And I did overlap them so it looked like they were shooting like together. So I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this. Right there. To intertwine those together. And then this piece down here is what's going to hold it to the card base. I got my sample up a little bit higher in the air, but this will work. And then when you close it down, you kind of got a whole bunch of fireworks going on. And then again, like I said, if you want to put the little kickstand piece in, you can. It will hold this piece up higher, and now it wants to slide down. So I'm going to go ahead and you can pop it up on a dimensional. I'm going to cut it. Which is what I will do. I'll put a couple on there. And then let's stand this piece up and see where it wants to rest. So we'll stick this about right there because that looks pretty good. That, and my sample here, I do not have dimensionals underneath of it. So we can either leave it there and push that back, or try and leave it there and get this one to attach. Either way, it's going to give you a little bit of extra room. if you put it back all the way so that they touch, it's not going to be quite as, it's not going to let me stand it up to show you. It's not going to be quite as much distance between the angles, if that makes sense. If I put it in the front, in the back, then you've got more distance in your angle there. So that is this card. So for those of you that are going to get this card in the mail, you can refer back to this video if you forget how to put it together. So I'm going to set that aside now, and I'm going to show you, hey Teresa, I'm going to show you another version that I made today. I made, like I said, I made it a Happy New Year card. Of course, because I'm going to try and stand it up to show you. It's not going to cooperate, but I'll hold it here. So here's what I made. And I'm not going to go through it all right now because it's the same setup as the other one. And I do have a kickstand in this one too. But I will tell you, I'm using all the same measurements. This is black. Obviously, you can see that. And then underneath the starburst or the firework where I blended with my pen or my blending brushes with all those inks. This one, I just used silver and gold from these metallic enamel effects bottles that are in the annual catalog. You get gold, silver, and rose gold. They just come out with that kind of a little nozzle on them. And I have my glass mat and I squeezed some out onto the mat. And then I had you could use a dauber. I used a piece of sponge that I had, and then I just did that same like technique. I dabbed it in there and then I went all around, and then I sort of would hover this because this is kind of like paint, so it's wet. I dabbed it all around and then laid that down over the top. The gold to me is not coming through. Maybe I needed more of the colors actually. But I thought that turned out kind of neat. Then I had a bottle of alcohol that I had some, yeah, the name is drawing me a blank right now, but I put a little bit of the shimmer powder stuff. Pearl-Ex. I had some Pearl-Ex powders in my drawer that I had made up for another card that we didn't use. And so I shook it up and it was green, but it's turning out gold on here. So I wanted to give that, I had originally took my sponge and went over these little sparkles, but it just looked really weird. So I decided to give it a spray and see what I got. Then those same star fireworks that we had, I did use a big one and a little one for this. And I did one in silver and one in gold. And then I just fussy cut them out. I just made my sentiment right in the center of this one. And then I popped up the big one on that and then the small one on this stand-up kickstandy piece here, just to give it maybe a little more. I was hoping it would give it a little more dimension. But I'm going to hold it where it would be so that you can see it in the camera. So that's an idea. If you are running out of time for Christmas cards, you can make up a few for New Year's. The Light the Sky, and then let's see if we fold it down. It should fold. You know what? I need to trim this one like I did the other one. I'm gonna trim a little smidge off the end of that. This is again with the Light the Sky set. We're going to fold that down, and I just liked how it looks with that in the background and these in the front. The same with this one. I just like how when it's folded up and stuffed in your envelope, they just see all this burst of fireworks. without really knowing how awesome the card's gonna be when they stand it up. So that's it, you guys. I wanted to show you this. Like I said, it's an easel card, and it's a different take on an easel card than maybe what you're used to. And let's see, let me remove my spotlight. So that would be it. Trying to think what we got. I'll be back next Wednesday. Then Thursday we've got the online class. So again, let me know if you want me to mail you a packet, or if you're close by, we can pick up, I can drop off kind of thing. And then we will have a Zoom meeting. And then I guess in the comments, let me know what you think about trying to also have a Facebook group. The Facebook group isn't going to let you interact as much with us. I don't know how much interacting we'll get to do, because remember when we tried it before, we get a lot of talking over each other, a lot of background noise, but we can try it. But if you want me to do a Facebook group that you could just lurk and make your cards along with the video, but not really interact as much, I'm going to hopefully have Reed watching like comments if anybody raises their hand or is like waving their card up and I don't see what's going on because I'm going to be making the cards. She's going to be on at her house and then help me to know that that we need help. Probably we'll have Mike's phone on and she'll be able to talk to me through that. I have no idea how we're going to do it, but you know what? It's all growing and learning how to do it and making it a better experience for everybody. So whether you're stuck at home, stuck hundreds of miles away, we can all participate together. So that'll be on Thursday. And then you guys, we are up to Christmas. So I hope you're all ready. I hope things are going good for you. I'm going to let you go and get part of your night back now. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Comments, shares, likes, follows, any of it. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Thanks. Bye.